Check, check, check. If you're hearing the sound of my voice or watching this on YouTube, that means you're now tuned into another chapter of the Introverted Intuition Podcast. My name is Jeff, aka the Petty Podcaster, aka the Ambitious Introvert, aka the leader of the Libras. It's just me today. I have a guest with me. Someone who's, how can I say this? I've seen the art before I've seen the artist. I've seen it reposted many places without the source. And when I finally tracked down the source, I was interested in hearing more about the person, about their work, about their thoughts on this crazy current reality we're living in, and managed to set this podcast up. So if you could please introduce yourself to my audience.
What's up? My name is Justin Richburg, aka light skin bandit, aka light skin poppy, aka I'm not no poppy store nigga, aka I'm black. I'm not Hispanic, Dominican, none of that. Stop calling me
that. Can you see me? Okay, or
huh?
Can you see me, or is my screen up?
I see you. I don't see you at all, player.
Oh nah. Hold on. Let me see if I get that.
See you at all.
We good now? All right.
I still don't see you, bro.
Nah.
No. Hold on.
Technical difficulty. We probably should have did it before. It's all good though.
You want me to do it from the computer?
It's up to you. Like, I don't think you really have to see me. I can see you, and I got the footage and stuff recorded. So,
do I look blurry?
Nah, you good.
All right, cool.
So, man, how are you? Like I said, we're living in some crazy ass times. How are you doing living through all this?
I'm chilling. Ain't nothing really stopping me. It's just regular. I don't really know much more I can say other than that. I'm just fortunate I'm one of them people where, it didn't affect me. That's not like saying it like in a smug manner or anything like that. It just haven't affected me,
Right.
Because no matter what, is going on in the world, like apparently I'm a essential worker somehow, some way.
I say so. Based on what I've seen from your art, it's pretty. It kind of reflects what goes on in some of these moments that have been happening, but it's like in a digestible way. So like sometimes people always first go to the news, but I think art should be the first form of digesting this information. I feel like it's a lot more. It's much easier to understand.
Yeah, you're definitely right about that.
So like I said, like I came across your work before I came across about like you. Like I've seen your work posted around social media without giving you credit and giving a shout out. Is that common?
Yeah, it's very good. All artists go through that because people don't. I don't know. People just don't understand. Like it's like music. Same thing,
How does that affect you? Like, I mean, you put your blood, sweat, and tears into this stuff, but it's just being reposted for free, and some people may even go as far as to use it as their own.
I mean, I don't know. Like at the end of the day, the internet is the wild, wild west. You win some, you lose some. At the end of the day, this is the important thing people don't realize. Like, if you don't credit me, or at least leave my watermark on there, I lose out on potential business.
Mm-hmm.
But people won't understand that because people want to act like they own something. It's just like if I were to put my logo all over the picture and shit, right? Nobody would want to share it.
Right.
Because people want to feel like they own something, like it's theirs. It's a weird psychological thing when you think about it.
For sure. How did your journey with art begin? Have you been doing this for a very long time, or did this just begin?
I've been doing this since I was little, but nobody ever like encouraged me to take it seriously. Oh, now and your phone fell.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been doing this since I was little, but nobody gave me like encouragement to do it because in the black community, there's no examples. There's only a few examples. Ball. That's it. Nothing in this manner. there was a man by the name of Trizzy the Mouth. He's here in Philadelphia. He's like a promoter, like type person, and he manages people. I came across him. Like he helped me out a little bit in the beginning. Our relationship, like fell apart. So
Right.
we couldn't get along, but he helped me. He helped me out a lot in the beginning, like coaching me on like what to make and things like that. Mind you, right? Like he's not really an artist himself. There was phone again.
His phone is fucked. I got it on the worst stability right now.
Yeah, but like he's not like an artist. He's more so like a musician, like person. But like a lot of stuff he was saying makes sense. I never had no art mentors and nothing like that. I always looked to other people, for advice and learn from.
Right.
Yeah,
And
but
go ahead.
no, but I'm just saying, but he basically gave me my start in artwork, teaching me how to like make money in it. That was 2000 that was 2012 actually.
2012. Okay. Was it like what's like the learning curve or like even the comfort level until you can finally start producing stuff and actually putting out for the world? Like, did you have that confidence initially?
Yeah, it's not a thing. I mean, like you just post it and that's it. I think a lot of people take thing. I mean, like it is serious, but people take it way too seriously. Like like posting on social media. It's like the only thing is just promo for you. I encourage people, like to start like their own like shows, comics, and things like that. So like the stuff that you do make on social media, when that random picture you make, gets their attention, they come to your page. Hopefully, you got something that you're selling, or something that's about to come out, or something like that. Like for example, I have a TV show that's coming out all over the place. I wish I can say who the producer is for it now, but I'll just wait until show come out. And I have a comic book coming out named Kayla,
Mm.
and another show. I don't know if it's going to be on BET or not. I haven't talked to the lady in a while. Um, it's called Conspiracy Brother On to something.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you even work yourself as an artist to get these type of deals? Is it just you just create and create until someone catches on and they want to offer you a deal, or is it something a bit more complex?
It's you just work and people hit you up, but it's like it's not that simple. Cause like niggas don't be like for real, for real. We're gonna be honest, like last year I had like this white boy hit me up that worked at Adult Swim. You know, he was asking me, do you have any shows or anything like that that you would like me to take to Adult Swim and stuff like that? And mind you, at the time, I didn't, I wasn't on the mindset of creating shows and things like that. And I said, at this particular moment, I don't. And he said, okay, well, I can, get you flown out to LA. I can get you some character design jobs. I can get you on writing staff. So once you are ready for your TV show, you'll be prepared. I'm like, all right, bet. And they told me to call them next week so we can talk about it more. Call them next week, didn't get no answer. Call them, didn't get no answer. And that's the type of thing you run into so much. You run into a bunch of bullshitters. You just have a lot of people that just talk to talk, because in this type of field, people, they just talk. They make it seem like they doing shit. That's the frustrating part. That's the frustrating part.
The wishy-washy people. I've dealt with that in my experience during podcasting. I've been doing this for like 2 years now, and I've dealt with people, expressing they want to come on come on the show as a guest, like people with way larger platforms. And when it gets to that moment, it's just like there's no email back or whatever. Like that's why I'm really appreciative that you kind of continue to reach out, because I was very excited to really get to know the mind behind the artist. I really respect and I really look up to people who do things really well that I can't. I don't think it's possible for me to learn how to draw that well unless it really started from a younger age. Maybe that's like a confidence, but I just feel like you've kind of mastered your craft.
Yeah, you would think so. I don't feel as though I've mastered it. Like in my comic book, a thing that I realized what my flaw is, like with my characters, I tend to make them like too plain, too regular looking, and I have to go back and like try to like fix that. You know,
Right.
it's
What
really
what type?
hard. Art is real hard. Like people don't understand, especially like working from home. It's real hard like to get yourself like self motivated. Like you definitely have to make sure you're like on the stability with your emotions and your mental. You have to make sure that you're right. That means you can't get in no like messed up situations with anybody. You gotta
Right.
make sure your mental is right so you can like create and stuff like that.
So it takes like that extra push and that extra stability within your mental health in order for you to do anything.
Yeah, because think about it, I quit my job 2 years ago to do this full time. Mind you, I'm still at home. It's me and my mom. But like while I was still working, at my job, I was working there 5 years. But I gradually started making like money where it's like where I can start like balancing it out. Is it worth keeping this job versus quitting and doing this full time? Because I like multiple streams of income, but I thought this is like way more important than just keeping a job,
Right.
because in my job it's like at your job they don't understand, like I'm a type of person, I'm gonna tell you up front about shit, so I remember at my job I told them like I do this such and such, I can't work all these days, and I work 2 to 3 days a week, if possible can I work one day?
Hmm.
But do they? Yeah, they'll do that in the beginning, but then after a while, they'll start gradually try to get you to work all week and shit like that. And it started to become up to that level, and then I just had to quit.
What was the job, if you don't mind me asking?
I worked in dietary
Oh, okay.
nursing home, the Hillcrest Center
Okay.
here in
I'm
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia. I could tell. I heard you say Bull. I think it's a Philadelphia town. I'm in Jersey.
Yeah,
Born in New York,
Dusty
raised
Jersey.
in yeah. It's fucked up over here, virus wise.
Smell like dead bodies over there in your lakes and your waters.
In the lakes, the waters, the parks, probably even my backyard, truthfully.
Yeah, it's wild over there.
But for me, like I definitely resonate with that. One thing of having multiple streams of income. For me, it's a bit different. I'm a writer as well as a podcaster, and it's a bit harder for I mean, podcasts are becoming more accepted each year. I feel, but it's kind of hard to get a dollar amount attached to it. Luckily, I've been working from home full time to counteract that, but that multiple streams of income part is really hard, especially when you're trying something for the first time.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to get more into stocks and things like that. But it's hard because like you don't know where to start.
Hmm.
Even though it's like it's not that complicated, but it's just like just starting is the difficult part.
Yeah, I mean, I got into stocks recently a bit. I used the Robinhood app, and they're very detailed on that app about what to invest in, how to
Oh,
start. Go.
that's got okay. Because I downloaded that not too long ago. I still haven't used it.
That one's very informative. But like you said, I mean, like we didn't learn this in schools growing up. Like nobody taught us. Like we got to figure it out on our own. It's makes it way harder.
Yeah, you're definitely right. This is a cruel world we live in, bro. That's why, we gotta have the right people around us. That's why mental health is very important. Like me, for example. I got when I was like little, I got diagnosed as like bipolar schizophrenic. So,
Mm.
I'm the main person, I have to keep my equilibrium right, you know.
And does what you do art wise help with that, or does it sometimes make it more difficult to cope with?
No, it don't artwork don't help at all. If I'm gonna be honest, like I don't love artwork.
Wow.
It's just something that I could do. I wish I had another talent, It's like it's crazy, like you get born with a gift like this, but it's really no like definite jobs. What I mean by that is like there ain't no like for real job you get like a 401k in, There's a lot of people that's gonna be freelancers for the rest of their life, you know. Not everybody can be a comic book artist, you know. It just is what it is. I mean, there's other like stuff you can do. There's agencies and things like that that's out there. I mean, like, will it benefit you?
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's a lot of stuff out there. It's just crazy. You know, like God give us these talents, but in this world, our talent is basically useless and trying to make a living. Unless you're one of the lucky ones that end up getting recognition, and people want to come to you all the time for stuff. You know.
Right. I agree to a certain extent. The concept of luck has definitely changed for me as I've progressed, because I thought what I was doing and any wins that I got were dumb luck. But when you realize like what it took to get to that point, I guess it kind of the luck kind of dissipates and you realize it's all you. But in order to do it long term, it is hard because you have to go through a bunch of gatekeepers and politics, and the art and the industry don't really mix all the time. The art and the dollar, which is unfortunate.
A lot of people don't realize that like that art and music is basically the same thing. You know, the only difference is like as artists we last longer.
Hmm. Last
Like,
more than musicians?
of course, nigga, yeah. Like look, like think about it like this way. Like what rapper is gonna last as long as Stan Lee?
Hmm.
Jay-Z ain't lasting as long as no Stan Lee. Anybody lasting long like that? You know, I can like do shit forever. You know, I can switch things up. You know, people still fuck with me. You know, as long as I, you know, keep from trolling so much, because that's my main issue. I troll a lot.
Hmm.
Play around too much on the internet. But I need to chill. I need to chill with that. But you know, I can't help but be myself. I like to have fun. I don't take that stuff seriously. You know, because you know, like I do that because like social media is a job in itself because you gotta gain attention to yourself. You know, like I have people, you know, in my life saying like, why you gotta troll so much? Why you gotta play around? I mean, like it's the internet. You gotta get attention on yourself. Not like I like do like crazy stuff. You know, I just say like wild stuff out of pocket things sometimes.
Right.
And when you do that, and somebody will read the comment like fuck, and then they click on your profile, and then you just get like new eyes on you. I'm not saying negativity is like that all the time. Obviously, you know, you write positive stuff. It's a bunch of things.
Going back to what you said about art lasting longer than music, I kind of feel like they can move side by side. Like the certain feelings you get from certain songs, they last forever. Like
Yeah, but you
artists,
talking about songs. I'm talking about the artists.
oh, the artists themselves, yeah. I mean, yeah, like they'll eventually die, but what they leave behind is still their energy. It'll still be here.
No, I'm talking about while you're alive.
Why? Okay, okay, got you.
Cause like, let's be real. It's like how many artists that's out right now still gonna be able to make a living off their stuff like 70? I mean, not, I said 70 years from now. Like when they get in like their 60s and 70s, how many of them will still be able to tour? Not even tour, like just make new music and people still want to listen to it.
There's very few. I mean, I think the natural progression of an artist, from my perception, is just their interest. Like their talent won't ever go away, their impact won't, but maybe their interest just lies in different things as you get older. I feel like as we get older, people develop this idea or like this need to want to just slow down and take it easy. But I imagine there's certain people out there who want to do this for the rest of their life. So maybe like who knows? Jay-Z might do he might soar till he's like in crutches. I don't know. But the art, I will agree. Something like Stanley Marvel, that's insanity how big it is. So and that will never go away.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is like it's like the older a musician get, the less people care about the new stuff they make. They'll care about the old stuff, but not the new stuff. That's why I said it's different in that type of way. As like people like me, you know, like we can like constantly like create new things and people still fuck with it no matter what. Like certain things in life, you know, there's a shelf life to it. That's just like a fact, a sad fact.
Right.
You know, it's just the only difference is, you know, like mines don't have a shelf life. But the sad part about it is that a lot of people won't be able to make money off of this stuff.
For sure.
Even
So
though
what go ahead.
I said, even though it's the internet.
Yeah. That's a real interesting conversation. I would like to probably bring this up again with other people and get other people's opinion on it, because the internet really won't ever go away. And honestly, the way the technology, I feel like technology is more advanced than what they've shown us. So who knows? There may be different ways that technology can enhance the shelf life of people, their art. Who knows? But
I don't know. I don't know. It's just like that's another thing too. Is like stuff is like so like it's new stuff happening every day. It's like the George Floyd situation happened. It don't even feel like nothing happened after a month or so, right?
mm-hmm.
It's like that was a trend, and it was like after everybody was off of it, they moved on to something else. People don't pay attention long enough to a lot of things, and it's even like, for example, like with music and artwork, you make something one day, people appreciate it, but then the next day will come and it's like, all right, where's the next thing? Nobody appreciates stuff like this. Why I think musicians put out so many records.
Mm-hmm.
I have to constantly make something new every single time in order to keep people's attention. Sometimes, I may hit a home run and make something that'll last a week or even more, but it's not like that happens all the time. Like, man, it's really a wild west, and I be telling people that this shit's a wild west, like for real, for real.
So I had an assumption about artists and you based off what I've seen from your art before coming into this. Like, yes, things have been moving really fast since the George Floyd situation. It's been death after death, protest after protest, bullshit after bullshit. But in my mind, I thought like an artist who draws, this would be the perfect time. There's constantly inspiration. There's something you can translate, a real life situation you could translate into a form of art. I really thought you would be more creative than you ever been right now, truthfully. I mean, I'm not sure how this affects you mentally, seeing these things. Of course, and then you mentioned you're bipolar, and then this is not, it's not easy for you to create all the time. But wow, I really thought this would be like the best time for artists.
People do stuff like that. I made something on the George Floyd thing. I made it was like, you seen the Boondocks thing I did,
Mm-hmm.
the comic version.
Yeah, that was actually one of the first things I saw.
Yeah, like I made that, and then people were telling me, "Oh no, not this time. It's changed this time." No, it didn't. It just lasted a little longer. Yeah, they're still protesting and things like that, but it's like majority of people out here is off of that. People forgot about it. They moved on to the next thing, and it's just a simple fact. Like I'll make. Like I pay attention to a lot of things, but like I don't just like jump on shit just to jump on it. You gotta be careful about like hopping on trends and stuff like that. That's not really my thing. Because like when I do something like that and I put the picture out, it don't go nowhere because I was trying.
Mm.
If I can't make something organically, it don't come out right. So say like, for example, the Pop Smoke like cover I did, it could have came out better, but like I was rushing it to prove a point. You seen that joint, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was rushing it to prove a point. I could have made it better, but that's why I don't hop on trends and stuff like that. But as far as that, I made plenty of pictures, that's dealing with racism and protesting, like from like a few years ago, and they're getting shared around right now, uncredited, of course. Like I got a picture like dealing with slavery, stuff like that. I'm gonna see if I can like pull it up real quick so I can show like the audience. Oh
Yeah,
shit!
sure.
And then hold on, give me 1 second.
Yeah, no problem.
My bad, bro. I'm just drawing right now. I'm doing like a client work right now as I'm talking.
Oh, damn. We could have definitely rescheduled if it was a bad time.
Oh, no. It's good because like I do better talking this way anyway. All right, hold on. Like political type shit. Hold on, bro. Come on, dog. Look around.
Right here. Yeah, I haven't seen this. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, like I do shit. I do shit like that on the, not all the time. I do them like, I'm not necessarily. I don't need to be inspired to do something, but it's just like I do them when it's right, and when I do it when the time is right, they'll like go viral forever. I'm trying to find one more thing. I compare like cops to like slave masters. Like, have you seen that being shared around?
I might have. If you find it, I'll
Found it.
yeah, that's all over. That's all over my Twitter, yo.
Yeah.
Well, if I see it again, I'm about to credit you for real. You on Twitter? Because this shit
Yeah.
is like that shit went viral.
Yeah. I made that in 2016. I mean, in 2016. So it's like, that's why I said, like, when I try to force things to happen, it don't go nowhere. So it's like, whenever I get the feeling in my stomach, that's when I do it.
What's the ratio each week for that feeling? Like, let's say Monday, this past Monday, like outside of your client work, have you had any feeling of things you were just inspired to create, or has it just been a dry week?
I'm inspired every day. I have no choice. This is my job. It may not seem like it. It may seem like I'm just bullshitting, but I'm not bullshitting. But I'm always inspired. I have no choice but to be inspired. Like I play my video games. I watch my cartoons. I watch TV shows. I have conversations with people.
Mm-hmm.
I read my manga. I read my manga. I downloaded the Shonen Jump app, and I can get to read like all the manga that I want. It costs like $2 a month. I do a lot of things. Like, so it's always a constant flow of like things to do and pick out. It's just all a matter of like wanting to do it.
Mm.
Like if I don't have like a strong desire to do something, then it's probably not a good picture to do. So, say like for example, my comic book Kayla, like I'm inspired to do it because I really don't make things for women, and a challenge to myself is to make a comic book / manga that girls will love. You know, and mind you, I make like little mini comics here and there, but I did like another comic before called The Other Watcher. I made like the 10 pages and stuff like that, but I never finished it because I wasn't inspired to do it. So,
It's funny. I made that same, I guess, goal for myself. Like, I haven't really I don't have too much work that's tangible, but outside of just finishing my first book, I've been working on my first script, like screenplay, for a minute. And the protagonist is, are you familiar with the Persona series, video game / anime?
yeah.
Persona 4. So the main character is inspired by one of the characters from that game. And just having like I don't know, it's like it was inspired based off the women of my life plus that character, and it's just like, plus I want to see more representation. I think certain female characters are even cooler than some dudes, so it's just like I made that goal to myself to have all my work, whether it's like in books or films, to be strictly female protagonists. It's been tough though, because at the end of the day, I'm a man. I don't fully understand everything about a woman, so that I don't want the dialogue to reflect that.
That's why it's important to have a woman to like help write for you, to have a writing partner. Like with me, like with my comic, I have a female like screenwriter helping me.
And so like I want to go back to a little bit about your past, and we'll get into a little bit more of the mental health stuff, and then talking about what's going on. One last thing about your past, like when you first started like creating and drawing and stuff like that, and just starting out on your art journey, like what was your art reflection of that time? Was it your mind? What was going on in your neighborhood, in your house?
Say a question again, bro.
When you were younger and you were creating art, you were just starting out, or maybe was it 2012? You said, I'm sorry.
2012.
2012. Around that time, what was your art a reflection of? Was it like what was going on in your surroundings, your mind, your neighborhood, your household?
No, I just do what everybody else do. Just draw celebrities. That's all. That's all I was literally doing. I do like the occasional, like like something political. I always did like political stuff, but I was more just doing just like celebrity photos and stuff like that. Just drawing those because everybody do that stuff and then tag them and try to get their attention.
Right.
So it wasn't until like I came across like a friend of mine. I can't remember his name right now. We don't really talk like that anymore. But he put it in my head. It's like concepts is the key. Concepts is what everybody wants to see. And then that was in like 2013. And also like Trez, he was telling me that as well. Like basically saying, like you have to draw like the things that people want to see, and then once you get their attention, then you can do your own stuff.
Hmm.
And then that's why I try to tell people, but of course nobody don't listen to me. But like I've been telling everybody right now, once my TV show and my comic come out, then everybody's gonna want to listen to me when I talk.
So mental health is like extremely important to me. It's the reason why I started this podcast. Truthfully, podcasts were one of my escapes from depression, still are to this day. And I just wanted to create this podcast to create that same safe space, that feeling for other people. And during quarantine, it's been really hard for me to not be depressed. I mean, I have a job, I can still do what I love, but the loss of my routine has been a really big thing for me. I was used to going out and going to the gym and doing all these things to keep my mind healthy, and I've had to like learn to do new things and try new things and learn new things to keep my mind healthy. I'm curious if you had maybe a similar experience, or what has your experience been during the quarantine with your mental health?
I mean, I don't go out like that. I chill. I chill with my shorty. Occasionally. I don't really do much. Like I said, my lifestyle ain't really changed. The only difference is like I gotta be careful about what I do. I got like an older mom. That I stay with and shit like that. So I gotta be mindful of her. That's the only time like I feel as though like it affects me. Not really though. That's why I said, man. It's like I'm just like different from everybody because like I really haven't been affected. Like I honestly, the only like time I feel as though I'm affected because like I'll go to like a cafe or something like that to try to get out the house to draw because like it's unhealthy like to be like by yourself all the time. Even though I got people I can talk to, stuff like that, but I like to be alone.
Mm-hmm.
But like in the quarantine, but like with all this going on, it's like it definitely does take a toll on me. So I do find myself like taking trips and going other places. Like I went to Atlantic City, um, over the weekend, um, or even like I stayed at the Ritz Carlton, the other day, like to get away. Like to take like little mental breaks like that. I do that for myself, like in those type of ways.
Right. Coming into 2020, just the year itself, like what were some goals that you had for yourself, and did the pandemic or anything push any of those back?
My TV show.
You had like you had a date, a time frame to start it up?
No, not time frame started up, but I would say like it definitely did like slow things down as far as that because like nobody's like working in that field. Even though the person that's shopping my show around right now told me that because these networks can't shoot, so a cartoon show is like an easy sell. But I mean, like I can't tell. It's been like 3 months since I gave it to him, and nothing's like really happened yet.
Mm.
So that's really it. That's really it. That's like slowed me down because that was the main thing. It's like My show all over the place is going to be a game. It's going to be a little game changer. I'll show you a preview on it too once we get to the end of the interview.
Yeah, I'd definitely like to see that. I don't know anyone in my media circle who's even thought about creating a TV show. That's like how many episodes would you say would it be?
I don't know. I just made the pitch. 'Cause, you got to make the pitch.
Okay.
And then I made my deck. So when people see it, they know what it's about, what they're buying into, and shit like that. So that's all, man. It's like these TV shows is the wave, because honestly, Instagram gonna fuck up a lot of people because there's not gonna be another Stan Lee because the new Stan Lee too busy worrying about his likes and comments and his followers.
So you feel social media has kind of corrupted art in a way?
Yeah, of course. Because we're so worried about attention.
But we need the attention to make our art sell and get around.
Yeah. But there's shit beyond social media.
For sure. I agree.
For real. Like, I'm dead serious. I'm so dead serious about that. Because think about it. Like, for example, HaHa Davis. Why don't HaHa Davis have a TV show yet?
I'm not familiar with them. Maybe they don't want it.
Nah, I don't think it was because social media. Like it should like HaHa Davis should have a sitcom show that's similar to like Martin, and the sitcom should be called Beyond Me or something like that. He just got a comic book that my bro made for him. But even when I was telling my bro, like I don't know if he got offended when I said him this. I'm like, why the first thing HaHa Davis coming out with is a comic book? It don't make no sense. But it's like people don't got no long-term vision. That's literally what it is. That's why I said that. People don't have no long-term vision because you're so stuck on the now. You worry about your following shit like that. Because I was like that for a period of time. But I broke that. I broke out of that. I'm dead serious. I'm dead the fuck serious about that, bro. Like I'm dead fuck serious about it. Cause like, what is little kids gonna have? What TV shows that for real are they gonna have besides like animes and shit like that? I mean, like you got your little cool show like here and there on Netflix, something like that. You got Grown-ish, you got things like that, but it should be like way more than that, Like everybody's favorite stuff, like your favorite comedian, it was an Instagram comedian. Your favorite person was a YouTube blogger.
Right.
That just records themselves vlogging all day. People are entertained by that. Like that's what we're gonna have like growing up. Like that's a concern of mine.
That's kind of a concern of mine too. Is like people think because YouTube is such an accessible thing, like it's such an accessible website. You can just anyone could put a camera in front of their face and do something to get some sort of attention. And I have a feeling in like 10 years, kids don't want to be movie stars. They want to be firemen. They want to be a YouTuber.
Yeah, they all want to be. They want to be YouTubers, Twitch streamers. All of that. Like PewDiePie is the biggest person on YouTube. What's that white boy keep on doing dumb shit? I can't remember his name. He went to a Japanese suicide forest.
Oh, Logan Paul. Fuck that dude, yo.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. These are the niggas that kids are looking up to and they want to be like.
Yeah.
You'll see a little kid. I guarantee you'll see a little kid, like a little niece and nephew or something, catch them while they're by themselves, looking at the phone, talking about, "Hey guys, make sure to like and subscribe."
Yeah.
That's what they looking towards. I mean, like, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just an evolution of entertainment, but it's like
it's also going to be an evolution of ambition because I feel like they're not going to want to go like going out and interacting with people, having meetings, putting in the work is going to go away. That's what I'm really afraid of. Like it's going to be an evolution of ambition. It's going to be less ambition. It's just going to less like drive. Like all it's going to take is for someone to sit down in the same chair I'm in, put a camera in front of them, and do whatever they want to do, and that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, like I don't see enough. Like ain't nothing necessarily wrong with it per se, but it's just laziness, and it's going to bring the bar down, just like even lower. Like I
What?
said, well, like I said, you can't be totally mad about it because it's going to be a way for people to make money, but at the same time, I don't know.
But
I'm
I
not,
think I think that will widen the spotlight on people like you and people like me, because if everyone's over there doing whatever they're doing, there's going to be a select few group of people that are doing what we're doing, and they'll be able to expand on upon what we've done, right? So the originality on this side will overtake the saturated bullshit.
yeah, I hope so. I definitely hope so. I'm optimistic about it, but I don't know. 'Cause I just feel as though like while I'm doing these things, a lot of times artwork and stuff like that, I just feel as though like my stuff like goes like unappreciated.
Mm.
Like for real, like I feel as though a lot of days, like I just be wasting my time here, sitting here, trying to think of stuff that can go far. And then and when I think I have something and I put it out, it goes nowhere. You know, just like for example, like how you say about like why don't you make like more like inspired stuff about like George Floyd thing and more like black excellent stuff and like that.
Yeah.
That's just something people like to talk about. Like for example, I did like a, a like a mock up interview. You saw it. It was like with Charlemagne, with Malcolm X, and Martin Luther King.
Yeah. And also saw you did shirts with him too, right?
No, I didn't do shirts. I did that with my friend Nyla. I did that for her. She worked at Power 105 station. She a DJ there.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Um, but you saw the video I did, right? Yeah, with
I
that,
did.
with that,
Yeah.
yeah, with that John, like you would think, okay, with all the stuff going on right now, you think that would take off. It ain't go nowhere. Because even Charlemagne talked about it on the Brilliant Idiots. He thought that it would like take off, and it didn't. It ain't take off because people don't give a fuck about no Malcolm X and Martin Luther King.
But you
I'm,
think
I'm, I'm being dead serious about it. People don't really care about that stuff. It's something that's nice to hear about sometimes. It's not something you really want to like actually do and make shit happen. Like salute to all like like the Black Lives Matters and all that other stuff going on right now. Like I hope that they continue doing it and it's not like just a phase and it fades out like every other time.
okay. But when you say it doesn't go anywhere, like, do you have an expectation for it to go viral every time because you put your heart and soul into it?
I mean, when you make stuff in a certain way and you pay attention to what people is into, yeah.
Mm.
That's what I'm saying. Like me making that picture, of course, like people is going to love it and things like that, but it's not going to go as far as ignorant stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Ignorant stuff rule the world. I guarantee you, because I am doing this picture honestly. I'm going to be drawing. I ain't going to tell you the whole thing, but basically, it's going to be 6'9" academics on a leash, butt ass naked. I ain't gonna tell you the rest of the image, but
Okay.
I guarantee you, when I put that motherfucker out, that thing gonna fucking rain. But I do something that's like thought provoking and heartwarming and shit like that with Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. Don't really do shit.
Maybe you have to have that balance, like that, like Charlemagne says, like that rashness and righteousness to like bring the two audiences together to expand upon the audience you already have.
No,
But
no. The thing is, I had that audience. I had that audience.
okay.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because people low key don't care about that stuff. Just like all the statues being torn down and shit like that. Like all like the racist people. Like all the other stuff with the statues being torn down. That's like everybody acting like they know who they were. Nobody knew who the fuck those statues were.
That's
Only time people want to complain about it, oh, you're taking. No, that's my past. You're taking it away. Oh no, why are you doing that to my thing? Don't take it down. Leave it there. You didn't know what it was until somebody started fucking with it. Then you wanted to open your mouth.
I'm curious. Like you said earlier in the conversation that you hate art. Like clearly the art you're putting your heart and soul into like the good shit isn't getting appreciated. So it's like, what is your end goal with this? Like,
no, clarify. I don't hate art. Like I don't necessarily love it.
right.
I'm learning to love it. I've learned to love it, but it's helping me make money and change my situation slowly. So I appreciate it in that way, and that what keeps me going because I know like if I just keep on going, something is eventually going to happen, and it's happening slowly but surely.
Right. So like, what's the end goal for you? Like, what would make you like, what would really fulfill you and make you happy with what you're doing and your position in life? Like, what are you working towards?
I don't honestly like happiness. I don't know what will necessarily make me happy, because I suffer with depression like every single day. You know, Even right now, as I talk to you, I'm depressed, but I don't seem like it. Uh, my end goal, I want to have a production company and be a director, have my own series, and eventually have my own TED talk.
Hmm.
Those are my goals.
Those are definitely achievable. And it's funny you say like being depressed, like kind of maintaining your strength in a moment where you're really in the back of your head, the worst you've probably ever been. I think I've done that pretty much. This will be the 137th or 138th podcast. I've done that pretty much every episode. What gets me through is I love it, but when this is over and I click off, I'm gonna go back to my reality and it's gonna settle in. And I mean, luckily I've invested in therapy, but with this pandemic and being all I have is my thoughts, all I have is this new reality I'm settled in. Even therapy really hasn't been working for me. Have you invested in therapy at any point in your life, or have you thought? If not, have you? Well, have you thought about it?
No, I can't do that because I can't take it as, like somebody I'm just talking and they just staring me in my face. I
Right.
can't do that. What helps you do stuff like that is having a good group of people around you. That's way more important than a therapist. For some people, it'll work for them, but I think for the majority of us, we just need like real people around us that's going to tell us the truth and actually listen to us when we talk and rant. And a lot of people don't have that. I feel as though it'll be less people like committing suicide and harming themselves, if they had people in their lives that actually cared about them. A lot of people wouldn't go to drugs, wouldn't get like too deep into like smoking, drinking, or whatever if they had the right people around them at certain times in their lives before they were too gone. Also, I feel as though being in a good relationship
Mm-hmm.
also helps too. When you have, because like in this life, like it's not good to be alone. You know, so it's like that. Like have like a good relationship, treat the person right, make sure they treat you right, and that will overcome any type of thing. It's like with me. I was in a relationship recently. It's like it was a back and forth type thing right now. I ended up meeting like the love of my life, but I mean, like I didn't realize it until after I did wrong because of like what was wrong with me, the insecurities in me.
Mm-hmm.
Being afraid of a commitment and doing just random dumb shit just to fuck shit up so I can get away from this person that's actually good for me. And then like then I realized like, oh shit, like what have I done? Why would I do some nut shit like this? My bad, bro. I don't know why I just got a random ass phone call.
Oh, you good?
Hold on my ear, but yeah, um, my bad. That phone call fucked me up. I had good ass point going right there. That made
Yeah,
me.
it's all good. Can I give you a follow-up question or?
Yeah, give me a follow up question. I'll probably end up coming. Oh, I now remember now.
Okay, cool.
Oh my fucking god. This shit pissed me off.
uh, Technical difficulties, right quick. Probably edit this part out. Probably won't. He just dipped away for a second.
Hold on, now I'm back. All right.
Okay.
My mom bothering me. Don't leave me alone. She got no friends. She need friends. Okay, she need friends. She need a group of old ladies to go to the slot machines and ball out on pennies all night. Okay, that's what she needs. She needs her own set of friends. But yeah, bro. But basically, make a long story short, make sure you just have good people around you. Make sure to treat them right. That's it.
I'm
You're
not
really
trying to tell you on therapy at all, but the reason why I enjoy my therapist, and I do agree with you about having good people around you. I think the most solid person in my life probably is my girl. She keeps it real with me all the time, and I won't lie, it was kind of hard to. I feel like I've had like a really good family, but they were never honest with me. They sugarcoat stuff and tell you, oh, even when I did wrong, they would tell me it was okay, and that really affected me in this portion of my life, being older, because it kind of distorted how I accept failure and how I accept my bullshit. But my girl, she really is shifting my personality each and every conversation. Every time we see each other, she's really very real, and she checks me. But also, therapy is like, my therapist is one of the realest people I've ever met as well. Because, and I think therapy is so great because I feel like I don't know how this is gonna sound. This might sound crazy, but this all just came into my head. I kind of feel like therapists like empathy, and what I mean by that is, if you're expressing to a therapist all your problems, an empathetic person, an actually empathetic person, will say something to you to try to soften the blow and make things feel better than how they may feel in your head. And I feel like a therapist is licensed and taught to go down the middle road and give you the real and show you each perspective of your situation to help you heal. And I think that's the best thing about a therapist, because they don't really know you outside of what you tell them. So they're gonna have an unbiased opinion coming into it. So I think that's like a good benefit of therapy. And I used to be like you. I used to be like the other people like who would shy away from it. But for me, that middle road that she takes with me every time is the best thing for me.
Yeah, that's good. Like you're saying, man, like there's nothing wrong with therapy, but it's like I'm not like really big into giving advice. Like 'cause when I tell people like, do what you think is best for you. You know, if it feels as though you need that, then go therapy. But if you feel as though like the people in your life is real enough and they'll tell you the truth and stuff like that, go with that.
Yeah.
You know,
What works for you is best for you.
indeed, very very much so.
It's great that you're in a relationship, because it actually leads to another question. How um, open are you with your mental health struggles when you're getting into a new relationship? Do you tell them immediately, or do you ease into it?
Um, I normally tell people immediately. A lot of times, put it all on the table. I'm a person, like I, I just say everything in the beginning. Um, though, cause okay.
You good?
I try, my best not to hold nothing back. Obviously we're human, so we're not gonna be all the way truthful every single time. Um, but I try to be as open as possible. I try my best to. But sometimes, sometimes like when you dealt with somebody else before in the past, it causes you not to be as open before because you assume like it's gonna be judgmental and things like that.
Right.
I don't know. It's a hard thing. It's a hard thing 'cause I don't tell too many people about like the things I've been through. But like on here, when I do stuff like this, I'll tell people what I've been through. Let them know like you can make it out of it too. Like I don't tell that many people that when I was 19, when I was 18, I had mental breakdown. I had to get 302.
Mm.
I've been 302 3 times.
Wow.
18, 21, no, 18, 19, 21. I wasn't able to get my first real job till I was 22. I'm
And
30.
just for the audience, can you like expand on what that means for the ones who don't know?
What, a 302?
Yeah.
It's like it's like a mental ward. People that have like very bad issues, they keep you like locked up in there. It's basically like a prison, but not a prison. They keep you medicated and stuff like that. It was real bad. Like mental health like runs real bad on my dad's side of the family. But my mom so happened to catch it early, so it wouldn't affect me because I have like a cousin. She's like in her late 40s now. She's like gone. She's like gone. She's like for real gone. Like she needs people to take care of her. And her mom died like a few years ago, and I don't know what they've done with her since then. She's probably like in a home right now. I'm just saying, like that stuff is like no joke because I really like lost my mind, but like it was just taken away from me, and that was because I was holding everything in. Because growing up, I was getting bullied and all types of stuff like that. Because when my dad died when I was 10 years old, that it took everything away from me, my personality and all that stuff. I became a shell of myself, and like the only thing like that was still of me, was like drawing and playing video games. That was it. But yeah, that was like real. That was like real hard, Like it's real hard time. It's like just think about it, like for your own mental health, like to get out of high school, to go to college for a year, because I was gonna go to Tyler School of Art, like straight out of Gratz, and I gotten, that mental thing came and just stopped all of that. From 18 to 21, I couldn't tell you what I was doing. Cause I don't know what I was doing. It was like a blank slate. It was like 18 one minute, 22 the next. And then like when I came to, like the doctors had me on medication and stuff like that. It blew me up to like 300 pounds. I've been small all my life.
Mm.
Like it was like crazy because like when I came to and I realized what was going on around me, they had like I said, bro, like I was so far gone. Like they had me in them adult daycares, dog. Like for real, one of them adult fucking daycares. Like well, like you see like them white vans with a whole bunch of people in it.
Right. Yeah.
Those be like them vans. They pick you up and take you to like a adult daycare from like I don't know 8 to 3 or some shit like that.
Mm.
I had to deal with that for like a year, where I was able to like snap back somehow. I don't know how I was able to, but I was able to snap back, get my shit together, to be able to get a job, and then once I got my job at the nursing home, of course people gonna be newsy and figure out like about you before, so because I'm naturally like a jokey person and like to have fun and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you'll end up hearing the shit about like, oh, don't talk to him. He retarded. All this type of shit. Got to deal with this stuff around black people. Like black people, are the most judgmental motherfuckers that you'll come across. Like I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I'm lucky I'm not racist against my own people. But like I'm one of the people. Like I'm like a sponge. You can hit me, but it's not going to affect me.
Mm-hmm.
But like I'm a strong person. I've been through a lot to even like even get here to this point to even be doing this. Even like people like you that want to like interview me, I don't do interviews like that because people tend like to ask like the same questions over and over. That's why I decided I wanted to do this, because it's just different off the bat.
I really appreciate you coming on and sharing your story. My experience with depression is a bit different. I never had to go through what you've been through. I kind of always internalized it on my own. Up until like maybe 2 years ago was like I've also had like moments in my life from like 18 out of high school. Let's just say like I graduated high school 2010. From 2010 to 2015, I don't remember who I was or what I was doing. I was that depressed. Like I just was just going through life. I don't know. Like between that time, I started indulging in psychedelic drugs and weed all the time. I wanted to commit suicide every day of my life. And for those 5 years, like I don't remember who I was or what I was doing or what I was working towards. In 2016 is when I started the podcast, and when I had that brief, and so that's when the light shined through the fucking black hole I was in, and it's helped me ever since. But I can definitely identify with your struggle. At least I can identify and I can relate to it in some sense. Depression's real, man, and like coming from the family I come from, where people who they try to just do everything they can and say anything they can to soften the blow and try to get you out of it. It doesn't help. It actually makes things worse. But for me, like my vices now are just, I'd say, the healthiest thing. I drink a little wine, still smoke a little bit, but video games have always been the constant thing to get me out. Video games, reading, and watching anime. I just started watching Yu Yu Hakusho again. It's the best experience of my life. Like I'm really enjoying rewatching that show. So yeah, I'm speaking to the audience right now. I just encourage everyone, whether you're listening to my side of the story or our guests, like just find what brings you joy, find what brings you peace, and do that repetitively so you can develop a routine, and you can even learn to sense when your depression is coming on, and just to be able to get through it rather than let it roll over you, because it's tough out here, man. It's fucking tough.
Yeah, you gotta be tough out here because nobody's gonna have you back. So you gotta be strong because like God put everybody on this earth for a purpose. You know, you just have to figure out what your purpose is. Because we want to live life as a sheep.
Mm.
A lot of people are sheep out here. You know, all them people that you see that go out to the club party every weekend. It's like they don't have like time for themselves. A lot of them don't. Some of them do. Some people, a lot of people, they go out, to celebrate and things like that, enjoying their life. But a lot of people, they're just going out there to fill a void. That's why a lot of people smoke and shit like that. Not because they fuck with it, it's because whatever pain they have, they're trying to mask it and hide it. That's why you have like a lot of like people that smoke spend their last.
Yeah.
On shit. Like weed smokers are the main people I know that's always broke.
You ain't lying, bro.
I just don't understand it. Like, how can you spend your last on like a dime bag or just whatever? It don't make no sense to me. Like, I don't judge, but I just don't understand it.
I'm definitely not that bad. I'll spend the last of my money on food. I have a really bad. Luckily, I'm not fat, but my metabolism is so fast. I'm literally always fucking hungry.
Yeah, bro, but you need to chill out on that because I do that too. That's another thing about like working from home. That's like a bad thing. Okay, like when I go out and start driving, I'll just get something to eat because I'm bored. I don't like Chick-fil-A like that. But I'll end up driving, going down the boulevard. Like, oh, they go Chick-fil-A, swerve right in that bitch, wait in that line for 15 minutes for no reason. Just eat a fucking chicken sandwich that I don't eat half the time. I just eat the fries. And I just be thinking about it. Man, why don't I just buy the fucking fries?
Word. My nigga, Uber Eats has gotten so much of my money during this quarantine, bro. I've been trying every restaurant in my local area. Like, I've just been eating like crazy. But like, luckily, I kind of just reset and like started cooking again and eating a bit healthier. But it's tough out here, man. Temptation's a motherfucker.
Oh yeah, that's another thing too. Because I do art all day, shit like that. So it's like I never like really gotten the handle of cooking. It's just not my thing. Like I've tried so many times. It's such a pain for me. Like I just can't. I can do little shit, but it's like when I hear shit like that, I get pissed off. I'm like, wait, you think you better than me? You think you better than me because you can fucking cook, nigga? F you and your patchy beard, my nigga.
Yo, fuck out of here.
I'm just over it, but yeah, ain't it crazy how how I tried getting an Uber one time when I came back from the AC because I don't get the shit like that anymore. It's crazy how like with the pandemic change, like Lyft and all Uber and all that like cost so much money now. It's crazy. You might as well just get a taxi for all that now.
True. Yeah, like the world is there's no going. Whatever normal was, that shit's gone, bro. Like it's never coming back. Whether it's because of like if the virus is still here or not, people's fear is just it's forever here. Like even when they tell us that the virus is gone, people are still gonna wear masks. Like the PTSD is already settled in. This is a very traumatizing year for Black people first and the rest of the world second. But things will never go back to normal.
Yeah, you're definitely right about that. And then, like, they're lying about the numbers because, like, people ain't getting tested like that.
Mm-hmm.
They're just inflating the numbers just to scare the shit out of people. But it's whatever. I just care. Only thing I care about is basketball. As long as basketball come back, I don't care.
Yeah, that's what you want to come back. I just want like I want like that ignorance to come back, like to walk through life without being fully aware of what's really going on, what could kill me every day. Like I always was aware that cops could kill me. I was always aware that I could get this fucking random sickness and just die or whatever. But I want to walk with that ignorance again and just be able to enjoy my life even more.
I mean, you still can. You just can't think about it that much. That's all. Make sure you clean, wash your hands. Make sure you use wet ones when you finish taking a dump. You know what I mean? As long as you got that stuff, make sure you clean. That's all that matters. Like you don't have to worry about nothing. Just like them people, like they get like them little bumps on the side of their lip and things like that on the inside, them cold sores, is because you're not washing your hands properly. And you're putting your finger in your mouth, and then you end up getting a cold sore bump. The next time, like when a shorty about to kiss you or something like that, and you see that, like, you got who you been fucking with? Feel like, babe, I ain't been fucking with nobody. I swear to God. I don't believe you.
Word. The fact that niggas were really not washing their hands before this, and it took a pandemic for them to do that is wild to me. Like, I've literally at my job before this shit shut down, like, I was literally watching niggas, white dudes, Asian dudes, Filipino, whatever, like, walking in and out without washing their hands. I'm just like, yo, you a disgusting motherfucker, yo. And shit, I wouldn't be surprised if they caught the virus, yo, because them niggas was nasty.
Yeah, I mean, like that's the only that's for the reason why coronavirus exists because of nasty motherfuckers. That's literally the only reason it exists.
Yeah.
Especially over there, like in China, they just like they don't give a fuck what they be eating. It's like, and they don't give a fuck what they be eating, and then their work environments are dirty. It's like people is fucking dirty. That's the only reason this shit happened. Motherfuckers like was clean. None of this would be going on. We wouldn't have to suffer through none of this if people was actually clean. Did you know, like, when the New York subway system got shut down to be clean for the first time in 115 years? You would think that would be like a regular thing that they'll probably do like on the weekends at night or something like that.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. People should have been the fuck clean. Just like with movie theaters. Like movie theaters is the dirtiest place to be at.
I used to work at one. This shit was terrible.
Yeah, like now, like they just busy cleaning them, making sure like everything's proper and stuff like that. But my nigga, it might be too late for that because movies probably won't be coming back.
That's depressing.
Yeah, except for like big event movies like a superhero movie or something like that. But like it probably won't even be in no movie theater. It'll probably be like in a stadium or something like that where people can be like spread out.
Yeah, and I predict a lot of these buildings, like these movie theaters, like going away, and like honestly, I feel like we'll go back to the drive-in movie theater shit. I would fuck with that.
Yeah, I prefer that better. I would prefer that better.
Word.
Stay in your car and stay in your car anyway.
Word.
No, that probably won't be good because you'll probably get like the random homeless person probably pop up on you asking you for change. You know where you can go then.
Yo, shit. Probably. Like they still. Yo, by the way, like I haven't been to New York in a minute, but what the fuck are the homeless doing? Like I feel like I haven't seen anything about homeless people. Like they're fucked, yo, and nobody gives a fuck. Like how did they get a stimulus check? What the fuck, bro? This country is fucked, yo.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know about that. I haven't really thought about that either. But I mean, like I see them. They still out there. Just like over the yesterday. 2 days ago, I yelled at a homeless boy. He hopped on the train tracks while the train was coming. Everybody, and I'm looking like everybody just standing there, just looking at him. And I yelled at him. I was like, "Get the fuck off the tracks!" And then he came back to reality, and got back off the tracks before you get hit by the train. And it's just crazy how people like don't say nothing at all, wanting to see something happen, and then like he so happened to get on the train, the same train that I was on, ask people for, whatever to eat or whatever, and I seen like the saddest look on this man's face, like he really wanted to end his life right there.
Right.
But he couldn't go through. But he couldn't go through with it.
Man, I mean, I, 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 I feel him. Truthfully, that's dark, but I feel him. But one of my last questions for you is, as a black man, seeing all this injustice from George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, Kareem Gaines, et cetera, rest in peace to all of them. Has your relationship with non-black folks shifted in any way? I'm not sure if you had many relationships with people who weren't black previous to this question, but has your relationship or your perception on white people further changed or further down a path that it may have already been on?
No, because everybody's different. Can't look at skin color. How you gonna hate somebody that you don't even know? Can't assume everybody. You can't assume all white people is racist. Can't assume all black people, is going to rob you or something like that just because they look a little scary. I don't go through life judging people, so my perception is never going to change. It's like somebody assuming that all cops are bad. Like, no, that's not true. So no, it hasn't affected my mindset. I got a homie that's white. I got a homie that's Asian. Like I don't look differently on it. If they got any biases towards me or something like that, they do a pretty good job of like hiding it when I have conversations with them. But like no, people is people. I don't look at skin color.
Cool. I spoke about this last podcast, and like my thoughts on protesting has changed. I used to think they were pretty pointless because no real changes came from it. Whether it's the government's inclusion in the change or not, some changes have occurred from some of these protests. And I'm curious, what's your perception on protests? Have you attended any during this recent time? Were you planning to, or will you not ever plan to? I'm curious what your thoughts are.
I'm not trying to get no corona, dog.
I feel you.
Oh, them people tripping. I mean, like I said, it's like I don't know, like protesting works, but it doesn't work when it's at random. Like it has to have a purpose behind it. It's like if you're gonna protest, protest with a purpose. If you're gonna riot with a purpose. Like don't burn down buildings and shit like that. Like for example, damn it, I fell again.
Yeah, the phone vibrated so hard it fell.
Jesus. Yeah, so say like for example, with the George Floyd thing that happened, instead of fucking up the whole city, fuck up that department, go to his house, fuck it up, do stuff like that. Controlled protest and controlled rioting is the key. Not just fucking everything up for everybody. That makes no sense. Because the only thing you're doing when you're fucking up random businesses, you're taking money out of people's mouths, and that's more people that ain't got no jobs.
Right.
But people don't care. There's always people that have like their own biases and things like that. Like for example, there's a white supremacist group called the Boogaloo Boys. No lie. They wear Hawaiian shirts.
Yeah.
They're the people that hand out bricks to people in riots. You seen the white people that be starting fires to places to get everybody riled up? That's the Boogaloo Boys. Boogaloo Boys kill cops. Try to blame it on minorities. It's a real thing. Like look it up.
Yeah.
I can send you a link right after this, and you'll see like about the Boogaloo Boys. But gotta be careful out here. Like protesting is good, but if you're not protesting and rioting without a purpose, then it's for nothing. Or just like everybody talking about defund the police, defund the police. Yeah, you're defunding the police, but it's like, are you going to kill the people that's been like shooting little kids by accident, murdering kids? You've seen that been going on, right?
Yeah.
Are black people going to do their own self-justicing? No, they ain't going to do that shit. Only thing that's going to happen after like you defund the police is like more of them demons that walk around in our community is going to be more active. Cause ain't nobody's going to stop them. And who's the first person that you're going to call? You're going to call the cops.
I agree.
The cops is a necessary evil. Can't do nothing about it. There's always going to be evil in them places of power. Yeah, spread the money to like other places. Everybody been known like since the beginning of time, like put money in these communities so they want to do certain stuff like that. That's never going to happen.
Right.
You have so many like millionaires through sports, entertainment, all this stuff. The black community should have been fixed.
Yeah, and what I would say to the people who say there's like, who cares about white people killing us or whatever, like we're killing us. It's like, yo, like the reason these people are, I feel like from my perception, for someone on the outside looking into like the black community and the impoverished neighborhoods, the younger kids, they don't got nothing to do. Like give them opportunities like in their neighborhood so they don't have to leave their neighborhood to get an opportunity. So it's more accessible. Like give them opportunities, give them something to do so they won't continue to do what they're already doing.
Yeah, that's literally it. Just create more opportunities. Like that's literally it. Give people more opportunities. They'll have more chances to strive. You know, of course, there's still gonna be people that's still gonna be robbing and doing stuff like that. That's just a part. That's a part of life. All communities do that.
Right. And my last question is, could you provide some sort of insight or advice or just some wise, inspiring words to someone who looks like you, who maybe follows you or maybe wants to do, who's doing what you do, but wants to take it to another level and get to a level where they're like you, who has the opportunity to create their own comic, create their own TV show, have a following. Could you say something to those people? Yeah, something inspiring, some advice, whatever?
Be patient. Be humble. That's it.
Shit. Patience is hard though. Like we talked about earlier with the social media shit. People seeing people every day get ahead and get opportunities, get money. But I definitely agree with that.
But that's the thing is that's perception of reality.
Mm-hmm.
Like your favorite reality star, whoever. One of two things: they're either living at home like me, or they're living in a studio apartment with other people who trying to get somewhere.
Right.
You know, that's how it is. The only reason I know that, you know, by people having conversations with me.
Right.
So it is what it is. Like just have patience. You have to have patience. I have to be patient.
For sure.
But that's it though.
And the last segment on this podcast we have is called "Don't Sleep," where it's basically we recommend something to the audience they shouldn't sleep on. It could be something as simple as a flu you had, a TV show you saw, or it could be something a bit more in depth. And usually I have something pretty deep, but just don't sleep on some of the music that's been dropping recently. Like I feel like a lot of people aren't really searching for some new music because there's so much going on. They don't really have the time, they don't really have the interest. But there's a lot of good music dropping. One of my favorite albums that dropped this year so far is by this dude, Riley Ritchie. He dropped his second album called Andy. If y'all don't know him, he's the dude who played Grey Worm on Game of Thrones. He actually fucking sings. He sings really fucking well. His second album is really good. He touches on anxiety, depression a lot. I really identify with that album and I love it. And it's my favorite album dropped this year. So don't sleep on that. Do you have anything that people shouldn't sleep on?
Pornhub, nigga. BBW skydiving.
What?
That's it.
Hey, I'm about to Google that afterwards because I'm curious. But I appreciate this conversation, man. It took us a while to set this up. I hope it was worth it for you. I know you don't do this often.
It definitely was. Oh my God, who keep calling me? Who keep calling me? Yeah. But yeah, I
follow
appreciate
and support you.
Huh?
What's up?
Say again?
No, I was gonna. No, I'll let you go. What'd you say?
No, I'm just saying people stay calling me while I'm doing something like this. That's why like I turn my phone off, like treat it like a 9 to 5. You can't get nothing done with people calling you.
Word. But again, thank you. And shout out where people can follow and support you.
Justin Richburg, Justin_Richburg on Instagram, _Justin Richburg on Twitter. Type in Tyler Perry's son. I'll pop up.
Word. This is definitely one of this conversation was definitely worth the wait. And as always, if you enjoyed this episode, if you're listening on iTunes, please leave them five-star reviews. We're really close to 100 of them motherfuckers. Follow us on Spotify. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/introverted intuition. If you're interested in coming on the show as a guest, email us at introvertedpod@yahoo.com. Subscribe to our Patreon websites, probably coming within the next week, finally. And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much again, Justin. I appreciate you, bro. Stay safe out there.
No problem, bro.
All right, man. Have a good one.
All right.